The fourth step, the final step, brings it all together. You have to put this whole conversation in context. You've got to put the whole thing in perspective. So you started off talking about the strengths the person has. You've isolated what it is that needs to be corrected. You've given very specific steps on how to improve. Now you've got to talk about the good things that are going to happen once this improvement happens, and you're going to assume it's going to happen. So for example, with my client who says constantly in the speech, I have cataloged everything this person does well with the other aspects of their presentation skills. Their hand gestures were good. Their eye contact was good. Then I talked about just the specific thing that was a problem. There are too many ums coming out. Everybody says them occasionally, but when you have 8 or 9 or 10 in the first 30 seconds, people forget what you're saying and they start counting the ums and ahs. So I've isolated the problem. Then I've come up with the solution. In my case, the stickers on their watch, their cell phone, their laptop. Now the next part is I've got to put it all into context. So I would say, and the good news is, after a week, ahs and ums typically disappear if you follow this particular tactic. And then people can really see all the good things that are coming in your presentation. They won't be distracted. That means you're going to be a great communicator. So every time you speak, you're going to be able to get people to have an impression of you being a confident, comfortable, relaxed, authoritative speaker. They're going to understand you now because there won't be any distractions. They're more likely to remember your messages. And because of that, they're more likely to do what you want. So your presentation skills are going to be a huge asset in your career. It leaves them up. Now, I believe everything I just said. I'm being sincere. I'm not going to tell someone this who is absolutely awful in every single way. But quite often, in my field at least, people typically do have 1 or 2 problems and other things are fine. If we can just eliminate those couple of problems, then they will be fine. So I'm firmly recommending that you try to end on an up note. You may have heard of this old expression, deliver criticism in a donut. Start with a sweet, have the negative, end with a sweet. And it's the goodness, the happiness, the sweetness is wrapped all around. That is essentially what I'm saying, but in a very specific way. So end on an up note. Talk about how their career is going to be better. Things are just going to be better. There's going to be less stress for them because now the problem is solved and the former impediments will be gone. Good things will flow. So that's the 4th step. Think of it right now for that colleague you've been working on throughout this course. How can you end on a positive note and really talk about how their overall skill level is improved and it's going to help them be more successful at what they do?